be given in tribute to me.
What's up, everybody? So this is a new MMORPG game that popped up on my radar a couple months ago. A few months ago, actually. I think it was during the Game Awards with the whole Bill Clinton kid. But yeah, the thing that stood out to me about this trailer, I'm pretty sure that's when they played the trailer during the Game Awards with the Bill Clinton kid. So this trailer stood out to me because the game looks, art-wise, it looks just like World of Warcraft. Like really similar. Like a next generation graphic style of World of Warcraft. But the combat looked like action RPG and really cool. It looked, I don't know, so I looked into it after I said, because the trailer was, it popped to me, the gameplay and how the game looked, so I researched it, I looked into it. Now you can't play it until later this year, right? I signed up for the open beta, but the open beta is, or not open beta, the closed beta. I signed up for the closed beta, but that's not available for me, for my platform. But this game should come out at the end of 2023. But let's jump into it because it looks really cool. So here we go. First, we're gonna watch a gameplay video, and then we're gonna watch a breakdown of the game overview of the mechanics. All right, here we go.
Welcome to Wayfinder, a character-based online role-playing game for you
and your
friends.
That looks amazing, dude.
A gorgeous world that has fallen to an ancient and mysterious force known as the Gloom. It's up to you to push back against this hostile calamity that twists and corrupts everything it touches. You'll control the chaos as Wayfinders, powerful and diverse characters who are echoes of fallen heroes. After a cataclysmic event, they have been reborn of the Gloom, allowing you to shape both your Wayfinder's playstyle as well as their look. This is the Highlands, one of our large open-world areas. Here, you'll pick up quests.
That's my only criticism.
Participate in public events.
I hope they make it more.
You'll also meet up with friends old and new while you're on your adventures. Public events are always more manageable.
Hope your characters are more customizable than that.
Comes with their own set of unique moves and talents.
I don't like
preset
characters.
To you to make your Wayfinder your own. Wayfinders like Senja lead the charge by pummeling enemies with their up-close and personal attacks. Each Wayfinder can play a major role in experimenting with different strategies and party compositions. After exploring the Highlands and adding a few notches under our belt, it's time to head to our social hub, Skylight. Skylight serves as your main hub for taking on quests, turning loot into weapons, as well as other Wayfinders, both of which will be continuously added over time. In addition to unlocking Wayfinders, you can also create unique combinations of abilities and weapons. Kairos excels in dealing damage. Equipping him with a rifle makes him a powerful addition to a party from a distance. Skylight's Gloomgate serves as a portal into dungeons called Lost Zones. These ever-shifting dungeons are first discovered out in the wilds of Evanor, but as a Wayfinder, you can access and manipulate them with your Gloom Dagger. Lost Zones can be directly shaped and modified by you. Mutators allow you to control the chaos. In exchange for better rewards, Wayfinders can influence enemy spawns, environmental effects, and other challenging in-game conditions. We can't wait for you to play Wayfinder later this year. Sign up for a chance to play the game early, now. Thanks for watching.
Alright, that was supposed to be the game extended gameplay video, but that was more, seems like more of an overview. So anyways, this is the one that was supposed to be the overview, so here we go.
There you are.
Wayfinder does not intend to be a brainless loot grind or a dispiriting digital roulette wheel. Digital Extremes, the studio behind Warframe publishing this new fantasy
I gotta say though, The world looks amazing. The graphic style looks amazing, but I'm having a problem. I'm having a problem with the combat. It's not looking, I don't know, it just looks too, the combat looks too generic and like action based. I need it to be more MMO-y and more, it's hard to describe what I mean. I need to be more, I'm not gonna say tab targeting based, but I need to see more MMO based abilities. I need to see more damage numbers. I need to see more AoEs. I need to see more damage over time, area of effect attacks, damage over time attacks. I need to see more of all that kind of stuff.
RPG is aware of all the pitfalls that tend to sink modern multiplayer games. How, more often than not, it feels like the designers are actively trying to take advantage of its players. But after a few hours with the game and a gaggle of rollicking dungeon crawls and hub zone idle time, it's clear that Wayfinder is trying to harken back to a more wholesome age of cooperative monster slaying. If you too grew up on World of Warcraft, Guild Wars, and Final Fantasy XI, Digital Extremes intends to bring you home.
Dude, that sounds good. You just really perked me up in the ears. You just really perked me up in the ears because you're just named. You're like, oh, if you like World of Warcraft, if you like Guild Wars, if you like Final Fantasy XI, I prefer Final Fantasy 14, but Final Fantasy 11 was the precursor to Final Fantasy 14 back on PS2. I think it was on PS2. I'm pretty sure it was PS2. Yeah, I think it was PS2. But yeah, you just hit all the sweet spots. You better not be teasing me. But you better honestly believe that it was as good as those things and not just fluffing us up. Being a fluffer.
In its most simple definition, Wayfinder is an MMO.
I just don't like the
take
health
control
bars.
of a slew of
like
heroes known as, you guessed it, Wayfinders, which are subdivided into classic tank, healer, and DPS roles. These characters come pre-equipped with names, backstories, and a League of Legends style tray of 3 abilities and an ultimate, which means you aren't going to be nurturing a mute, enigmatic player character towards the level cap. The combat itself is steeped in that quasi-RPG magic that defines Destiny, Borderlands, and yes, Warframe. Expect a lot of white damage numbers to come flying out of your opponents, but you'll also be asked to aim your weapons, time your parries, and dodge roll out of attacks. You'll be outfitting your roster of characters with a huge interlocking talent tree, which will juice the integers of whatever build you're currently targeting. In that sense, Wayfinder is well within the thrall of some of the most popular video games on the planet. But in the couple hours I've spent on the live servers, I haven't grown bored by that familiarity. A lot of the appeal can be chalked up to Wayfinder's character design. The studio behind the game, Airship Syndicate, most recently worked on Ruined King, the League of Legends-based RPG, and you can see the influence of Runeterra's gorgeous cartooning bleeding through. I spent most of my time with Senja, a yoked gladiator donning a spiky blonde haircut and a heavy Kratos-sized axe. She served as the...
It does look really good. It does look really good now that I'm like really hesitant about these kind of games because a lot of it is hit or miss. Like it could look really good and then as soon as you're playing it, it feels like dog shit. Like, like I'm trying not to curse. Damn, I should have said dog poop. Anyways, but it really is hit or miss. A game can look you see gameplay videos and it looks, oh, like that looks really fun, and then you're playing it and it's like, man, this is not fun. Like, and my one criticism that was really standing out to me is I don't like how the health bars look. Right? I don't like how the health bars look and the damage numbers. It's a really that's why with World of Warcraft it's like it's so customizable. Right? It's really important. You're going to be looking at these health bars for so long. Like, and that's what other games do, like Elder Scrolls Online, they nailed it. Their health bars look really unique, and there's something so satisfying when you're doing damage in Elder Scrolls Online. There's something so smooth and satisfying about the health bars, taking the hits and then shrinking in size. Like, so if that doesn't look right, or it can really, like, I don't know, it's hard to explain. Like, everything about the UI and the user interface in a game like this, where you're going to be spending lots and lots of hours, has to be perfect. So I was looking at the health bars and I was like, I don't know if I like how the health bars look. I don't know if I like how these damage numbers look. But then I was like, you know, once I like just looked at the art style and looked at the damage bars and the health bars in the distance, I was like, okay, I kind of see why they went with that, because the art style kind of complements how the health bars look. So I don't know. I wasn't feeling it, but now I'm kind of feeling it.
A tank for most of our expeditions, and is buoyed by a mechanic where her abilities increase in potency as an unseen audience is whipped up into a frenzy. Senja showboats, flexes, and gestures to the cheap seats before she lines up another blow. When it connects, the crowd goes wild. It's hard to step behind Senja's controls without immediately adoring her vibe. This is what Wayfinder will undoubtedly hang its hat on. Like Warframe, progression here seems to be mostly built around unlocking new characters, and from the ones I played, they all immediately glimmer with charisma and potential, just like Senja. Another Wayfinder I played, known as Nis the Shadow Dancer, is outfitted with a cocktail of shinobi-esque mobility options that make quick work of her enemies. You'll be taking this crew into the Overlands, a shared adventuring space for all players, like Blizzard's Elwyn Forest or Bungie's Europa, as well as Lost Zones, Wayfinder's parlance for randomized dungeons, where you will carve through the modulated corridors in search of treasure and glory. Airship has made it clear that players will be given a ton of control over the loot that pops up in these dungeons to avoid the soul-killing grind of repeating the same instance indefinitely while searching for a furtive 1% drop. The studio has learned from the mistakes of its forebears. Everyone involved with Wayfinder kept hammering one point home over and over again, that this game, at its core, is an MMO. If Airship's dreams come true, they'll have created a lively realm of bustling general chats, breezy dance contests, and the tragedies and triumphs of tough, mechanically rich boss fights. By the end of my demo, it became clear that the people who made this game miss the golden age of the genre and are desperate to recreate the conviviality of sharing a dungeon with a party of friends. Nice. From everything I've seen so far, Wayfinder looks to be up to the task. For more on the biggest upcoming action RPGs, check out our hands-on preview of Diablo 4, and for everything else in the world of gaming, stick with IGN.
And the way the damage takes place, it looks nice. I'm just not seeing enough. I'm not seeing enough. What do you call it? AoEs and damage dots. I need to see more. I need to see more of that. But other than that, it looks really good. I like how it looks. I like it. Like, you know, another thing though is raids and PvP. Are we gonna have PvP? Are we gonna have open world PvP? We're gonna have raids. Because, like, I like to, especially for, like, dude, everything about it looks so nice. That would suck if it was missing key items that would make it perfect. Like, being able to zoom out. Like, you need to be able to zoom out. You need to be able to have bigger parties. You need to be able to have big attacks that can, big AoE attacks that can do damage to big mobs. Like, if it has all that, if you can also do all that in raids and zoom out and AoE attacks and dots and all sorts of stuff going on, then it'll be freaking awesome. Then it'll be perfect. The problem is all I'm seeing is like melee attacks. and a little bit of shooting attacks. So I'm not seeing enough, but it has potential. Anyways, I could ramble on and on. I appreciate you guys for watching this video, and like, subscribe, and all that. And whatever platforms you're not following me on, go follow me on the platforms that you are, that you aren't. I mean, and I hate to be this guy, but I have to be, because once I discovered that this was the case for me, I was like, well, I understand why all these guys do this now. Because imagine if I could get, 90% of the people watching me to hit that subscribe button. But I've discovered that 96% of the people watching my videos are not yet subscribed to me. So please hit that subscribe button. It really helps out. Anyways, peace out, guys. I'll catch you in the next video.